If memes have shown us anything at all, it's that simple images, characters, and pictures have somehow gathered enough power to influence even the masses. Memes contain potently condensed language and convey the ideas of the collective in a rather unconscious form. These images hardly ever make rational sense, and their styles range from surreal to downright ugly. One could hardly imagine that these confusing and unsophisticated pieces of art could ever influence the individual that sees them. And yet, here we are. There is another type of image that is equally irrational, confusing, and taken for naught. Another that equally shows the twists and contortions of the unconscious mind. These images are so surreal and so emotionally potent that they are feared. They have been shut away from society, deemed meaningless and dangerous. These images are dreams. And indeed, they are the very memes of the soul. Hello there. Welcome to Dream Analysis. Chris has done an amazing job on this channel. He's shown us that you can take a simple image, a meme, and if you just look at some of the surface level symbolism happening, that you can dust it off and find the deeper meaning, the ideology, or the message that's trying to be shown to you. And frankly, we're bombarding each other with these images and these memes every day. That's why meme analysis is so important, to find out what it is that these messages are trying to tell you and what you're being surrounded with. Dream analysis is doing the exact same thing, even the same process that Chris uses in analyzing a meme, to find the deeper meaning and the messages that are coming forth from within the human psyche. And that is what I've been invited here to talk to you all about, is how to look at dreams, how to interpret dreams. And since we have to start from somewhere, we'll start from scratch. Five years ago, I didn't think anything about dreams. I didn't record them. I didn't find any dreams exceptionally meaningful. I could only remember the very vivid ones. But even then, they were just dreams. And I think that that's how most of us feel. We don't really know how to feel about dreams other than to just ignore them. They're odd, they don't make sense, they're random. And we've built up in our society these myths around dreams. I want to start with these myths that we've built up and look at them, because fundamentally they're very wrong if you simply just look at what a dream actually is. So let's look at those. Number one, we believe that dreams are pretty much randomly generated. Secondly, there's no inherent meaning in dreams. Thirdly, because they are meaningless, they are mostly useless. Certainly useless to the conscious mind.
Bonus round.
Also, some people don't think that they dream, and I've heard it floating around that you can't see people's faces. Both of these last 2 points are demonstrably false. Let's take a look at what a dream is, because simply by defining a dream, we can disprove our modern myths. Firstly, dreams have narratives. They create characters, scenes like in a play, and conflicts. And where you find conflict, you find meaning. Secondly, dreams have unlimited emotional potential. They can appear good, bad, very bland, or absolutely terrifying, and there is no limit on how you can feel in a dream and how potent that emotion will be. Thirdly, dreams reoccur. This can happen where you literally find yourself in the same dream, or it can happen that you find motifs that repeat over a series of dreams, and that is more common. Either way, the fact that dreams reoccur is really mind-blowing, and you gotta think about that. How is that possible? Fourthly, dreams can reflect reality, but they don't have to if they don't want to. This is just more proof that dreams are absolutely anything but useless, especially to the conscious mind. If the dream is reflecting your conscious reality, then it must be useful in some way, or at least it could be. Fifthly, we all share common dreams. Dreams such as running in place and getting nowhere, flying, your teeth falling out. Sixthly, dreams can be hyper-realistic. I remember having a dream where I was in a field of wheat and I could see each individual stalk of wheat. And even when I was in the dream, I remember thinking, damn, like, this is crystal clear. And I can only imagine right now about the incredible amount of psychic energy and mental power being devoted to generating a crystal clear imaginary image. That's really crazy. Seventhly, dreams can create novel things, places, and people. Things that we haven't ever seen before in our waking lives. Eighth, dreams are uncontrolled and uncontrollable. I think this point frustrates modern man quite a bit. The fact that he is not in control of anything about a dream makes him want to dismiss it. But it is something to think about. Again, you did not make the dream. Where does it come from? Ninthly, dreams are perceived as reality when you're in them. Tenthly, dreams vary in intensity, strongly, interestingly enough.
Bonus round.
There's a few extra things I should note about dreams, although they're in the bonus category because not all people will agree with them or they don't necessarily apply. Number 11. Dreams can be prophetic and predict future events. When Jung recorded dreams, he noticed that this would happen, and he named this type of dream an anticipatory or a prospective dream. 12. Dreams contain archetypes. This is another Jungian concept, but what Jung found as he gathered thousands of dreams is that certain dreams gave imagery and symbols that were universal, that happened in every culture. He saw the shadow, the anima, the self, other archetypes like the trickster or the old man, and these same archetypes are found in our stories, in our fairy tales and things like that. 13. Lucid dreaming is possible. It is very interesting that you can consciously interact with an unconscious manifestation of the psyche. When you look at these 10 things, you soon see that the modern myths about dreams being meaningless and useless just don't cut it. I mean, dreams have narratives, they reoccur, they use conscious symbolism, and they invent new symbols that you've never seen before. It doesn't make sense for them to be useless, especially not when you consider dreaming from an evolutionary standpoint. There is nothing trivial about the human mind or the human body and how it functions. It's miraculous how we're put together. Your dream is able to point out an emotion like embarrassment and figure out a route to get you directly to that emotion and to amplify it. For instance, I want this person to feel embarrassment tonight in their dream. Oh, I will create a scenario where he goes to school without pants. Perfect way to get there as fast as possible. The calculation and the power that goes into a dream to create the imagery is immense. You spend 6% of your life statistically dreaming, and the 30% of your life sleeping. Even the very secular mainstream psychologists have had to reevaluate their position on dreams because they're just too crazy. Unfortunately for us, they still insist on keeping their theories within the bounds of our 3 modern myths.
Today, most experts disagree with Freud's
The theories
conclusions.
are intriguing, but
And,
it is
some don't even
important
believe
to
dreams
understand
signify,
that
any
There
meaning.
are many
all these
theories
dreams
People
about
continue
why
to
we
ascribe
dream,
them
but no one
to
knows for
their
sure.
lives.
Some
Regarding the
researchers
dreams
say
at the start of the
dreams have
video,
no purpose
it proves
or meaning.
nothing. Okay.
The problem is, when you see what a dream actually is, those 10 things, it just busts the theories up every time. And I do believe that these theories are useful. The problem is, they're taking a theory that's kind of small and trying to force the dream onto the theory and not the other way around. The dream and the capability of the dream is much bigger than any singular theory that you can point out. This is also the problem that Freud ran into when he came up with his theory of dream interpretation, which was wish fulfillment. All you have to do is ask him, well, what about a nightmare? And you see that it's not quite compatible. The thing that Freud got very right, though, and the reason Freud is so important to dream interpretation, is that he realized dreams were meaningful and they were using symbolism to get across a hidden message. And that is the point where everything changed. That's where Jung came from. Jung realized that a dream was a spontaneous self-portrayal in symbolic form of the actual situation in the unconscious.
Game.
For instance, if a person has an overinflated ego, they have unbalanced their psychic health, becoming too inflated and self-important. They would have a dream of falling, or another reductive dream that would attempt to reduce what they thought of themselves. We'll show an example of this later. Jung also noted that even his theory of compensation didn't cover the full breadth of dreams and all that they can do. So he came up with other types of dreams, anticipatory dreams, and reactive dreams. I mentioned someone having an overinflated ego. Now, this dream is a real dream taken from a friend of mine, actually. And, well, it's an interesting one because he dreamt that he was in a garage on a pair of stilts. When he saw himself high upon those stilts, it gave him so much pleasure that he actually had a wet dream. Weird. To the untrained person, this dream seems absolutely the definition of random. Guy on a stilt gives you a wet dream. Yeah, but to the Jungian analyst, this dream is very, very revealing of the inner reality in the psyche. I know this friend pretty well, and when he told me the dream, I knew instantly what it was getting at. It's a compensation for his overinflated ego. The stilts illustrate how he has lifted himself up above others, right? He is elevated, and this gives him pleasure, self-pleasure, narcissist, right? It all fits together. This person is a narcissist, and the dream is attempting to clarify this to the dreamer and say, hey, you know, this is the way that dreams should be analyzed. And this is a simple dream to analyze, by the way. It gets much more complicated, but I want to introduce you how to do it. The second dream I have for you today is one I've covered in some of my videos in the past, but it's a reductive dream. The dream is compensating again for an overinflated ego, but this time in a different way. It doesn't seek to clarify the situation within the conscious. It seeks to present the problem to the dreamer. This dreamer was a woman. She was very self-important and thought she was very smart and all this stuff, right? Well, she dreams that she goes to a friend's house for a party and knocks on the door. When it's opened up, someone invites her in and says, "Oh, good, you're here. All your friends are here." And when she steps in the door, she's in a barn full of cows.
Game.
That's not such a good dream to have. It implies that she doesn't really have any friends and that she herself is kind of a cow. Now, if you've ever had a dream like this, it's okay. That doesn't mean that you are always a narcissist, but what the dream is attempting to do is to show you that in the situation in your life currently, you have inflated your ego or something else. And dreams are bitter pills to swallow, but they are really little gifts from yourself. Your own brain telling you, hey man, you don't realize it consciously, but here back in the unconscious, we see what's going on. Man, you're letting these repressions slip out. You're being rude to people and you don't realize it. You need to shape up, and we can be a better person, but only if you realize what we're trying to tell you in this dream. In this way, dreams are not usually very good messages. 90% of the time, they're compensating for your inferiorities, your weaknesses, and so forth. The final dream we'll touch on is a fun one, and it's quite different. I also talked about this dream in a different video, but I'll give a very quick, brief rundown on it. This dream anticipated the future. The dreamer will remain anonymous for obvious reasons, but he dreamt that he went to work and that he was approached by a coworker who handed him a marijuana cigarette, a little joint. And as he was holding it, fireworks shot out of the top of it. And that was the entire dream. But the very next day when he went to work, a coworker came up to him and offered him a marijuana cigarette. And this is the first time in his life that this has ever happened. So it was very coincidental. But it was even weirder because about a month later, on the 4th of July, the same coworker came again with another joint and offered it to him. That's why there was fireworks coming out of the top of it. So this single dream was multidimensional beyond space and time seemingly, and predicted the future twice. Now, I know this seems a little bit hard to believe, but this is a reliable source, and I've seen the dream written down in dream journals, dated and everything. So this is an incredible dream that shows a different side to what dreams can do. Dream interpretation is a lost art. We've always done it for all of human history, until now when we believe that dreams are pretty much meaningless. If there's anything I wish to accomplish with this video today, it is to demonstrate to you that dreams can be meaningful, and maybe to inspire you to record a few, write them down, and have fun attempting to analyze them. It's not easy, but this is the process that Chris has done with memes. It's the process I do with dreams. And to analyze, to think deeply about these images and things around you in your life is the most important skill you can learn right now in an age where you are bombarded by different messages. The messages from within are the ones you need to pay attention to. Remember, dreams matter. If you've made it this far, you're probably worthy. Get on the Meme Analysis Patreon to unlock your secret meme analysis. Only the worthy may enter. Oh, also, if you want to check out some cool artwork, look at Aeonic Comics on Instagram.